So, hello everyone. Welcome to lecture 5 on this series. So, in the previous lecture, we actually worked on the architecture, which is what I'm showing you on the screen. Architecture for smart grid at home. So today, let us continue our work on this topic. So what you are seeing on screen is completely developed from scratch in the previous lecture. So now we will see what we can do in what further we can add to this, and maybe certain things we will start, seeing some software demo kind of thing and things like that. Yeah. So with this brief introduction, now let me go to the students. So any observations, any comments? We already received one comment that when we are building this website, uh, one of the comment I received from Mr. Vipul is that should we use like ready-made tools for drag and drop features to build a HTML front website and all, or should we develop everything from scratch? So there are both plus and minus in both the approaches. So, but then we are right now we are not at that stage about choosing a tool to build the website. We are just at the more at the designing end itself. So let's get some more clarity on that today. Yeah. So anybody wants to come with some suggestions right now based on what we discussed last time? So I keep saying that every class is like a meeting. So it's not that I say something and you listen. It's more like everybody has to say something and everybody else will be listening. So I would like to start asking the students, what are your thoughts? How you want to proceed in this? Yeah. So go ahead. Your observations. Or you have any doubts or you have any questions? So unless you participate and you make it a success, it will not become a success. So I hope by now you have understood the overall objective also. So these are some of the points that we already covered last time. I mean, there's still question marks. Yeah. So tell me what you want to, how we want to proceed next. I will also show you the overall this thing. Mm. This was the schedule with which we started. I mean, of course, on the way we can keep editing the schedule and keep changing it as it is. So today I think is October 23rd, right? Uh, by now, my plan was to talk about databases, about Python and JavaScript, what happens in the backend and things like that. Yeah. So this is the overall plan, but then it's not compulsory that we exactly stick to this, but more or less we'll follow. So yeah. So any points, any thoughts from your side? Go ahead.
Sir, in our architecture, sir,
Hmm.
which we have sketched out that architecture. In that
Hmm.
each home, we are having many appliances which we are intended to monitor, no, sir. So, say
Okay.
if we monitor two, three appliances,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, like we can give an option to see particularly each appliance load data. Instead of seeing all together, all means integrated power, we can also have an option to check each appliance data also.
Okay, so let me make a note of it. So what you are saying is, I'll just introduce a new slide.
But sir, with the kit which we are going to make, only one appliance we can have, no, with one current coil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So each home can have or will have multiple appliances. So, but the power measurement device we are planning has only one current coil, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll be able to make only one measurement of power. Okay. Now that measurement can be dedicated to individual equipment, or it could be combination. So the so we can either monitor one equipment or uh, total power consumption of multiple equipments. Okay, but not individual equipment. But not. So the reason for this, why we have this kind of setup, or the reason for this is that first is the budget part. So because the power monitoring, I think this is, I have it here itself. So this is the PGM circuit that we are using, and this circuit can monitor only one, and we are doing that. But then if you want to extend this and then monitor multiple devices, yes, it will cost more, and you can do that. So right now, our considering the what you call the money aspect, we are just sticking to only one device. Yeah, so that is about now. So let me just add that. So can we? I wonder I don't know whether we can do something about it or not, but looks like we may not be able to do something. So due to funding constraints, we are restricting to one measurement. Okay. Yeah. So any other point you want to discuss?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, do we need to check for any power wattage rating while connecting any instrument to this device?
Okay. So this is a discussion about number of so this is the one, and then if I say so, I just duplicated. So discussion about power rating. So basically, the device, the PZEM, so 400, or I think, yeah, 0040. So this has maximum current of 100 amperes. Okay, so it can measure all the way up to 100 amperes. So, but our whatever switches and plug points we are considering are 6 amps rated. So basically we will be monitoring. So we need to make sure that we are not connecting a larger rate. So otherwise, so so if you want to monitor larger equipment, so go for higher rating switches. So I hope this answers the question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is about this. So any other point? So I would like all of us to go together. It's not like somebody is. We should all go in a group. It's not like somebody is running ahead and then others are all standing at the back. So that's why I'm not going very fast. So and I'm kind of encouraging you to think a lot. Yeah. So any other points you want to raise?
So this device PZEM can be operated for 24 into 7, or like it can face some heating issues or something, some problems when we operate it for like 7 days for 20 hours, 24 hours.
Okay. So the answer to that question is that let me say it can work. I mean, in principle, we can run 24 by 7. See, as long as it is in a proper environment, as long as it is secured indoor, it's not useful for outdoor use, and uh, it's secured and indoor. Now, the another thing is we also have to see. We have to experimentally verify. See, let's say it runs for one day, runs for 2 days. So after it runs for 1 week, maybe suddenly it generates a problem and it is no longer working. So then that will be the quality of this particular thing will come to know. But I am thinking that these things are fairly robust. It will work continuously for 24 by 7 by 365 also. So ideally, the lifetime of this, I'm expecting at least if you, I mean, it all depends on the environment. If you keep it properly, if you install it properly, especially inside a box like how we did, then definitely it will work even beyond 1 year. That is what I'm hoping for.
Sir, this storage, no, sir, local storage is our laptop storage only. It will be in our
No, no,
Hmm.
no, it is not. Local storage is not laptop storage.
Sir.
The local storage we are actually having SD card actually. So let me just see. I have a lot of things here. Um, I just before I ship everything, I just kept some things. I think these are same. I'll show you. So we actually have a what is called as this one. This is I think let me disable my screen sharing. No. Why it's not taking stop presenting? Okay, so anyway, so now if I go to this, yeah, so this is the device. This is what is SD card. So you can keep an SD card, integrate it with our ESP, then we can store it locally. 8 GB memory is there. We're purchasing memory cards also. So you can store it for 8 GB in this. So one copy will be, so let me go back to that. So discussion about storage. Okay. So here, we will use SD card on the device, on the power monitoring device. So this will be about 8 GB capacity. So, so one copy is local. Now, what we can do is then synchronize. Synchronize this. So, what is the format? So, it will be in text file format. Synchronize with Dropbox. So, we'll get second copy on cloud. Then from server machine, we again we open the Dropbox, or we again synchronize the Dropbox folder. So therefore, so we'll get the third copy on the server machine. So this is the plan. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so any other question? See, there are certain things I want to make video on. So for example, if I go back to this particular thing. So how to create a server, how to create a client website, how to integrate with database, how to run the queries. These are all more like a tutorials kind of thing. I want to make that also. But this class time I want to use for a little bit more of interaction. So that's why I want to. Uh, I'm kind of hoping for you people to ask some questions. Meanwhile, I'm actually planning to create another video, the next video, which will be on these topics. Setting up the server and client and all this. Yeah. So, but meanwhile, any other thoughts or any other questions that you are having? So obviously these are all skills, right? You need to See, again, what I am pushing the students is to learn these skills. It's not that somebody else will do it. You will have to do it yourself. So therefore, you will have to learn the skills. So then, even before you learning, you should know what we are supposed to learn, right? What are the things? So are you not getting these doubts? That what is the next step? How do we go about? So that's what I wanted to know from your side. Yeah.
Sir, if we connect a
So in
ESP,
other words,
sorry,
yeah,
sir.
go ahead.
Sorry, sir. If we connect this ESP module to our PC laptop, all data will
Yeah.
be coming to PC, and from PC, net connection will connect to cloud, means server.
Yeah.
So,
But then that laptop will not be there in the loop all the time. So we will have to disconnect the laptop sometime. We
so that
cannot see. Then the laptop cost also will be added to the
yes, sir.
overall cost, right?
So that means that my module is ESP module itself should be Wi-Fi enabled.
Yes, it is Wi-Fi. In fact, the ESP module itself is having Wi-Fi. I think I can show that again as a demo. So if you take any ESP, so this is how the ESP module looks like. I don't know if you can see my this thing.
Yes,
So
sir.
on
Yes,
the
sir.
top, you see the Wi-Fi antenna on this. You see the
Okay.
Wi-Fi antenna kind of lines at the top.
Yes, sir.
So basically, it actually connects to Wi-Fi. This whole thing. That is the whole opportunity of the IoT it's creating. You don't have to have a big device to connect to Wi-Fi. This is as small as this and as cheap as I think this is just 300 rupees. So like less than $5, you can connect to internet through this device. So this is a sensor, the power monitoring device. The sensor is connected to the controller. And next I have whatever I was showing, the data card. So these three things, one is the sensor, which measures the power. Second is the controller and Wi-Fi. And then the local storage. So these three things are what we need to run the whole thing. And if laptop is not there, then how do we control or how do we power? So the further the plan is just we'll include one this simple our charger, mobile charger, and it will have this charging cable, USB cable, and it will power this whole system. So it does not require any separate power supply from the laptop. So that is the idea as of now, or that's the plan as of now. Yeah, so that's what I was like kind of showing. This is the power measurement device, and this is the Wi-Fi device, and this is the storage, and then finally this is the whole power supply for all. So this is the thing. Okay, so yeah. So next question. Anything else? So tell me, how many of you know about JavaScript? So I think right now there are about how many in the call? So we have about 10 people. So if you exclude me, I think it's only 8 people because my name I'm logging in from 2 devices. So among those who are here, how many of you know JavaScript or some like something to create a website kind of thing? I'm sorry, I'll go back to the sessions. Yeah.
Sir, I have basic understanding of this creating web server and client website, but I've not yet worked on the JavaScript part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I think let me go back to the architecture. See, the point that we spent time in the last session in making this big diagram, what you are seeing on the screen. So this diagram we have to implement, right? So the whole point of this course is not that it is some theory that you are learning. I said it is 100% practical course. So you have to, there is no other alternative. You will have to figure out how to do this. So there are enough resources available online, which will tell you the basics of how to do it. And then after learning what exactly whatever you are doing, you will have to kind of implement it. So yeah. So anyway, I wanted to share that we already developed. I'll show you one website. So CEMS, I already showed this to you several times before. So this website we completely developed scratch from scratch. Actually, we are not used any of these things, and you can see um, real-time data, for example. So this whole whatever you are seeing on the screen, so the data coming, the tabular form, everything. So this whole thing was coded in JavaScript, and these data are actually coming from database. So we are using front end, we are using JavaScript, and uh, at the back end we are using MySQL database. So as we speak, all these things are going on in the background. Now, if I just say right click and then view page source, so you will find the source of this particular thing. So if you go down, see for example here you can see. Uh, so there is all this codes, right? Get element by ID, and then replacing the RID, replacing the values. So all these things we are done. Okay, so this is all what you are seeing is the JavaScript, which is at the back, which is kind of creating. So for example, what you're seeing right now. So let me show once again this thing. So this particular plot, right, total power consumption of academic block here. What you're seeing this, in order to generate this plot, uh, we used what is called as I think a graphic library, plotting library in JavaScript. So here we are saying plot data, socket to receive data, total power, so gaps. Okay. So I think these gaps we are using for defining the gaps in the four sides of the plot. And then we have this some kind of for loop is there given on the data, and then some random, you know, some timestamp, some total power. So all these things and creating charts. Okay. So then setting the background color, all these things are there. So this is what it takes. So don't think that somebody else will be doing it. It is up to you. You have to learn. So start quickly learning this kind of things. That is, let me mention here. Of course, I'll separately make videos on that. So, but then this is not a complete list, but just I'm giving very basic list to begin with, right? So let me zoom. Sorry, I have to zoom out. So creating, connecting, and querying database. Okay. So example, go for MySQL. So then to display the results. This is example in my MySQL database. Okay, so see, it's not the only way, but one of the ways. What else is needed? So many other things are also needed. So integration, database with website. So many things are there. So these are all I'm just showing right now. So plotting the data. Plotting and visualization of the data on web page. So this is again another skill. Yeah, so many things are there. So what is the heading I've given? Things to learn. So don't wait for me to tell you or me to make a video or something. So many resources are already available online, so you can start learning all these things. By the time the device reaches you, if you learn all these things, then you're like you don't have to waste time, after that. Yeah. So any other question? So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll conclude the session early today, depending on, of course, if you have more and more questions, I'll be happy to continue. But then I'm just waiting for your questions right now.
Sir, each one of us, we have to experiment, no, sir, on this web server and all, individually with our own device.
Okay, so now, yeah. So now the question is, should everybody know JavaScript? So the thing is, see, there are 30 students, right? So if see you, Faniram, right? Just now you are okay. So
Yes, sir.
if you know JavaScript, you have two choices. Okay, you can announce to the rest of the students saying that nobody will learn JavaScript. I am already expert in there. So let us form a group and team. Whatever you help you read in JavaScript, I will provide that. So that is one approach that you can take. So another approach is that nothing doing. You have to learn JavaScript. Everybody has to learn JavaScript. If you need help, you ask me. I will tell you. So what do you think we should do?
Second option will be better, sir. Means
You understood.
Yes, sir.
You understood my question, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, if they learn, it will
So,
be
but then there might be,
time constraint.
yeah. So, but then there will be something that you may not know right now, right?
Yes, sir.
You may not know something, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So then you want to learn that, or you want to form a group. See, if you do the project with group, like let's say 3 people form a group, and there are 10 things to be done. So you can achieve more by forming a group, actually, right? Because you are not duplicating your work.
Yes, sir.
But you can learn more. See, you can learn more by doing individually, but you can achieve more by being in a group. So I mean, the answer is not one or the other. You have to kind of strike a balance.
Okay,
That,
sir.
what exactly? So that ultimately, see, our thing is, let's say today is like we have about 2 months time, right? See, look at the overall goal. That's why this is very important. So what we are saying at the bottom of your screen, if you see grand finale event, December 18th, launch of the SG at home for the rest of the world. So ultimately, we are kind of launching this platform for the rest of the world, right?
Yes, sir.
So in order to make it the best as possible, we have to be very much coordinated and on the same page about who is doing what and all these things. So in the middle of all these things that is happening, we'll have to kind of come up with a nice balance. So that's why this interaction is important.
Yes, sir.
I hope you understood what. So this is
Correct,
nothing
sir.
like see you. Um, I think you are coming from industry, right? You have some work experience and joining as
Yes,
a
sir.
student, right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, but so many others are just students. So the thing is, the way I want to operate, or maybe in future it is going to happen, is that educational institutions will become like a companies. See, I am not a teacher teaching students.
Hmm.
I am a manager making some products, or I am a production developer, and I want some products to be developed, right? And I don't see you people as students. I see you people as my employees. So what is the employees should do? You're supposed to do some this thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, outside, if you go the industries are becoming like educational institutes, because all of a sudden, what industries are realizing outside is that we can't rely on what the students or what the employees already know. We'll have to actually train the employees or something like that. You're getting
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying, right?
Got it, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
I don't want to see this is a trend actually. Like, of course, it's again not completely exchanging kind of thing. 100% educational institution may become maybe 30% educational institution and 70% like a company, whereas a 100% company may become a certain percentage as a company and certain percentage as a. See, a lot of times we get invitation from industry that we want some academic people to come and give a lecture to our employees. And the opposite, as a academic faculty, we invite the industry people to come and give lectures to our students. So the point is, eventually this line will blur. That everybody we are doing something. We are generating some output. We are creating some content. So that is the ultimate thing. Is what I am seeing how things are evolving in future. So I hope see this is everybody may not think like this. Everybody may not agree with this, but this is like kind of my perspective on it. So therefore, that's why I don't want. Although we are not paying salaries, but you're all employees. I feel like you're not students; you're employees. So that's why I'm giving this project to for you to do. And once you do this project and you do develop something, that will help me actually in my career. So that is the another thing. Yeah. Anyway,
Sure,
so
sir. Sure, sure.
yeah. So any other point you want to discuss? You get what I'm saying. So the point is, uh, think individually and also think as a group. How do we solve this problem? And see that. Let me now put the two things in one place. So I take this slide, just copy this, and then I'll keep it here. So now, if I say so, this one and this one, this one and this one. See, on one slide we have the schedule, and on the other side we have the. So this is the architecture. So the schedule is there, the architecture is there. We have to build it. So that is the. So basically, right now we are. It's like we are kind of building something, right? So, what is the best way of doing it? You can look at it as individually or as a group. So that is my this thing. Okay. So anything else? If you have any other interesting points to discuss, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll take a we'll in this little early. Okay, so I think if there's nothing else to discuss, I think we'll end this here so that next. But then I would like to make some videos for you to know practice. What will be needed. Yeah. Okay then. So I'll dispense this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Any
Thank you.
thank
final
you, sir.
doubts or questions?
Thank you.
No.
I'm still here. So okay. Okay. Thank you.